So, this month and year, I am celebrating my first year as a homeowner, and I'm really excited about that, especially being a self employed creative artist, music business consultant, and advocate. The type of work that I do is very untraditional. So, to have accomplished this has been mind blowing. I can hardly believe that it's happened. I can hardly believe that it's already been a year in this space. And after purchasing the home, I waited about a month and a half before I moved in because I wanted to do some updates to the place. I wanted to update one and a half of the bathrooms and the kitchen. That means there's still one bathroom that's not been updated, but it doesn't get much use. So that's cool and totally fine. We'll get to it when we get to it. But this was a personal goal of mine that was very important after spending a lot of time and energy and investment trying to save my late grandparents' home from a court appointed conservatorship. So that means that they own the house outright. It was paid for, but after they passed, no one stepped in to steward the property, to keep up on the taxes, and so it had back taxes on it and liens. And that meant that by the time I learned of this as the grandchild and tried to step in and pay all those back taxes, it was too late. The conservatorship had already took ownership of that property. And so when I realized there was really nothing else I could do, I was fighting really hard, but I just could not save the house. I decided to start focusing on building my own legacy and my own house that could not be taken away. And so I decided to focus on buying my own property and trying to steward that well. And being self-employed and doing that can be difficult. You're considered high risk. A lot of people honestly did not even want to work with me. It felt like they were gatekeepers. And there are ways that you can still buy a house as a self-employed person. Obviously, that's the point of this video. But if you are self-employed and you find that people don't want to be bothered with you, or you find limitations, just know to keep going. You will find the right resources, because God worked that thing out for me. And the process was so quick that I had to delay closing on the house. I had to ask and negotiate for that to be pushed out. I believe that we started looking around March, and by May we were closing, and so I had to push that off to June. And then finally, after renovations and updating things, I moved in July. And so it's been a great process. My then boyfriend at the time was very encouraging. He's the one who encouraged me to go after my grandparents' house, to not let that be taken over by the city or the conservatorship. And so I appreciated that motivation. And then he supported me as I changed paths and decided I wanted to add a property to my investment portfolio of my own. And so I had to obviously make sure my finances were in check, credit was good and all that, but it really came down to having a really good real estate team, a real estate agent, and a great lender that believed in me and was patient with me, and I was ready to go. So we hit the ground running, and it's been a year. I've been learning so much. I intentionally chose a townhome, a small townhome, because I did not want to be overwhelmed with the amount of work that goes into maintaining a single family home, being self-employed. Because being self-employed, you're constantly working. Your days can sometimes be 10, 11, 12-hour days. And so to have to come home and then mow the lawn and figure out all these things, I just did not want to do. So for me, a townhome in an HOA sounded great. The HOA handles everything outside the house, including the roof and all different things, and water bill and trash. And then I handle everything inside. And so it has been a very great experience. I am getting married later this year, so my hope is to keep this as investment that will always be here, and a property that we can maybe get rental income from when we choose to move forward and buy something together. Hopefully buy land, speaking that into existence and building something to support our lifestyle as full-time creatives. But I'm so glad that I didn't give up, and this video is just a reflection and a thank you to God, to the real estate team, to my family, to my friends, my community, everyone that encouraged me to keep going after this dream. We did it, and it's been a year, and we in this thing. Here is to many more memories and home ownership and generational wealth.